What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're actually going to be working on the Honda Monkey. I did tell myself that I wanted to be more open with what I film, so as long as it's, I guess, hands-on mechanical or anything with like my type of style with like how I build my cars, I will film it. Last video we did a video on the K-swap on how to get it done, and actually got a lot of good feedback on that video, and a lot of you guys also did give me other topics to talk about for getting like a K-swap bar and all that, and that will actually be in the next video. We'll work on that video next, but today we're actually going to be working on the Honda Monkey. And if you guys don't know what the Honda Monkey is, it is this little guy right here. That guy. I think I introduced this in one of my videos like 2 videos ago when I first moved back to SD, and I had to pick one up. And if you guys don't know, this is technically a Honda Grom, but this came out in 2019. So first the Honda Groms came out, and then they decided to change the old Z50 Honda Monkey into this Honda Monkey, which is a more modern style with the same motor as Grom, so it's a 125cc. We're gonna be working on this bike because I actually ride this thing a lot, and it's just so fun to ride around town in San Diego especially. And just riding one of these makes you just kind of like see the world more, because like I'll be driving my car but you're so focused on the road ahead, and don't get me wrong, you do that on a motorcycle, but when you're on a motorcycle you look left and right versus like in a car you're kind of like stuck looking straight. That's one reason why actually I had to get another one. I had a yellow Grom before. I filmed Grom videos on that, but I didn't really go so in depth on it. And that one I did like a full big bore, and this one this is not a big bore. This is like literally full stock, but it just has a new exhaust that I got from Japan. Intake, I believe it's a Grom intake, and I threw a cam in it from DHM, so it does have a reflash, so it makes the bike a little bit peppier than a stock Grom. I actually raced a Kawasaki Ninja 400 like off of a dig the other day because we were all riding, and then they pulled up, and what do you know, this thing actually got him off the line. And then once I hit like 60, he kind of like was creeping up, because these little bikes, they don't weigh anything. They're roughly around 220 pounds, and versus like a bigger bike, so pretty much like, you know, power to weight ratio, right? I did find my tripod too. What we're gonna be doing on this bike today is gonna be changing out the levers. It came with some eBay levers when I bought it, and I honestly don't like how they faded, and they just don't look nice. And look, wait, let me see. Yeah, they're just like really faded. So we're gonna put in some new levers, and just like how I build my Hondas and how my brother built his, we are going with good quality parts, and I do still have the TSX. We're gonna be working on that soon. I actually do have a hybrid racing fuel rail coming for that, and also a shifter, not for this car, but for my brother's Fit. But we'll get to that when it gets delivered. And I still have to install the RRC manifold. And don't trip, I need to go pick up the intake manifold gasket once I actually install my levers, and today might be a little bit hot. We are gonna be doing the ASV levers. Now, you guys are motorcycle enthusiasts and just own a motorcycle and buy parts for it, then you guys will know what kind of levers these are. These are ASV levers. They make them for the Groms. They pretty much make them for every single bike. These by far are one of the best levers that I found. I had them on my Grom, and also my cousin had on his too. But ASV, they are located, I think, in OC, so they're not far. And I ended up going with anodized silver with red dials just to match the bike. And I didn't go with shorties this time. I went with first like standard height. This is the brake lever, but I wanted something that just kind of just like looks, oh yeah, so like somewhere in there. But yeah, trying to keep the silver going on with this bike. At first I wanted to delete all of the chrome, but I think having the chrome actually makes sense for this bike because I'm doing a cafe racer style build, and that's one reason why I actually got this new exhaust. This is pretty much the same as a Yoshimura straight Cyclone exhaust, but there has a badge. This one doesn't have a badge, but I don't know. It's probably rebranded by Yoshi when they bought it, but I found this company on Japan, and it was like 70% cheaper than the Yoshi, and it looks exactly the same, sound the same. So the easiest way to actually install these is literally just take these out, And there is a bolt underneath. Super, super easy to install. If you guys never like owned one of these, then you definitely should go buy one, because these are the pinnacle of like mini motos, and it's just so fun. If you guys go to the track or go like racing like pit bikes and dirt bikes, this is literally like the same like concept or same like feeling. And that's one reason why I got the Grand before, because I rode a pit bike a lot, and when I was young I rode pocket bikes, and these definitely game changer. All right, let's get to installing these levers real quick and get more in depth on this monkey. The easiest way to do this is literally just have a 10 up top, and then there is going to be another 10 below. I think that's, yeah, so looks like this is the lock nut. Got a little guy right there. All right, and make sure you don't lose the bolt, because this is a special one. It has like a giant like spacer in it. Boom, just like that. This is the old lever, and we're gonna be replacing it with, so eBay, Amazon, whatever you can sell faded. The brand's like SEW, but we're gonna go with ASV levers. So you can tell that this one's a shorty lever, and what shorty means is they shortened the lever. And this is pretty much like the original size. And I ran a shorty on my yellow Grand, but I think this just looks more fitting for the monkey. Really just slides in. Oh. There you go. Make sure it lines up with the hole, or we're gonna put the 10 back in. There we go. And then you can go ahead and tighten this screw already, or this bolt, because the bottom is literally just going to be a locking nut. You can see how close it is right now. And this red dial is one of the adjustable. This is how you adjust it from further away. You see how it's super close, so just spin it off. See how it brings it out in. Just like that. And when you're riding, you literally can just play with this and figure out what spot you want. But that's how you install the brake lever, super easy. And one cool thing about why these levers are super cool is if you do end up laying the bike flat down, these are called the unbreakable levers, because if the bike falls, they literally expand out. Another cool thing about this is it doesn't really like fade. Most of the times if you do anodizing, they fade like how the old levers turn like pink. But my yellow Grom, I had gold ASV levers with black dials, and they never faded. And it was parked outside all day in the sun when I used to work at Honda. They never turned like this. So ASV, they do anodize their stuff really, really good. There's like cheap ways on anodizing and all that stuff, but yeah. So this is the old lever. I might just keep these and just give them away to like my friends that want some levers, but I mean, they're cheap, but they work. ASV levers, oh man, the chrome is so good. Or I mean, silver, but it goes along with the front end, and the front or the back of the bike just goes straight black. But now we're gonna do the clutch, and you can kind of see the bike's kind of tilted very far. My kickstand actually broke, so this is very sketchy. It's literally just the peg. There's no foot. The foot, actually yesterday when I was riding with Kit, it actually like spun off, and then so this is the piece that holds the spring, and broke off. But before that, the whole foot thing literally like came off, and since it has no spring, I don't think it'll even stay up right now. I haven't even tried it, but we'll try it later. Now we're gonna do the clutch. Now the clutch can be a little bit tricky, so you do have to readjust your clutch cable once you put these levers on. Probably just put it back to this, and then the main thing is gonna be this dial. Have to make sure that it's out a specific way so that the clutch fully engages, so you can go back into the neutral, because these bikes, they have a thing where it doesn't want to go into neutral. We're gonna take off this lever real quick, and it should be super easy. Wow, this one's actually giant. Flathead. And there's a little screw right there. But I'm gonna pull these off real quick and then show you guys. But there's the sensor too for the clutch, but we're not touching that. It's mainly just me. This flathead Phillips 10 mil and this. A lot of people do shorties on one side and long on one side, but I wanted to go with the matching one. I took off the screw, and what I did was I backed out this clutch cable, and there is like two, you see how you have to line these up to take the cable out, but what I have to do is line it up with the side of this handle, pull it out, and that's it. And there's a little cable right here which you're gonna have to put into your new lever. And this thing was really faded. All right, there we go. All right, they are in. All right, just pull it, drop it in. And of course, like I said, we're gonna need to adjust the clutch cable. Just like that. I'll put in the 10 mil underneath. Now, there's definitely like way too much slack. So we're gonna go ahead and adjust this out. Kind of back to how it was before. Oops, I think that might be too much. I just realized something. I think this clutch lever is slightly longer than the actual bar versus the other side. But it's actually a lot easier to grab than my other levers though. So we're gonna leave it like this for now. Most likely I'm gonna have to keep going or ride it and go like mess with it. I actually might change this out to a shorty lever. Not sure. It's so funny to me why the clutch lever is actually longer than the brake. Because look at this. Here's the brake side with the throttle too. Front brake. Clutch side. Dude, this thing sticks out a lot. I don't know if they did that intentionally. Look. I'm just gonna leave for now, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a single clutch lever the same color, but a shorty version. So it should be like right here or something. Cause this is kind of funky to me, but this side's fine. But we're gonna probably get shorty and then probably switch it out. I don't know. We'll see. But that is how you install levers. Like I said, this one you can just adjust it to like where your hands are or what you like. And the clutch, you're gonna have to pretty much just keep messing with it until it can go into neutral. That's one big thing, and I had that issue before, but I did adjust the levers and the cable, but now I have to do final tweaking adjustments on this lever since I just put it on and it might be different. There's some Honda Monkey content for you guys. I do have more things to put on this bike. We're just taking it slow, but I do need to go for a ride and actually adjust the clutch lever. And my kickstand, that's actually one thing too. I need to see if my kickstand will stay up. Let's actually try that right now because the spring's not there. Yeah, it's not gonna stay like. Without that spring, that thing is not gonna stay up. So it's gonna fall when I'm riding. Unless I like zip tie or something, but there's no point of that. So I need to figure something out with this kickstand. I put the bike on the stand and there's no way I can fix this right now, so I do have to buy a new kickstand. And I might just use like some Velcro tape or something just to hold it up like this when I'm riding. The only issue is like when I do park or put the bike somewhere, I do have to tape it back up. But this is gonna keep flopping around. And this is the little peg that was on it for like you put the spring on it so it can stay up, but it completely snapped off. So that's unfortunate. I guess we have to order a new kickstand. I need to make sure that I ordered a specific kickstand because if you guys don't know, this bike is actually lowered quite a bit. So if you use the factory kickstand, the bike's gonna tip over. And this current kickstand, it actually sat up or is pretty straight. So on some like inclines and stuff, the bike would have tipped over, so I had to flip the bike around and make it go like opposite direction of the incline or whatever. I need to get a shortened or adjustable kickstand for this thing, and then it should be good. But for the most part, the bike's been solid. I did put on this Kitako clutch cover, so you can actually run an oil cooler. On my yellow ground, I did run an oil cooler, the Kitako one, but I didn't bother because this one, it's pretty stock minus the cam that I put in, and then it just has intake and exhaust. That's literally it, nothing else. My yellow one, I did a full big bore, so that thing was fast and fun. But this one's a little bit slower. I mean, a lot slower, but it's more fun now with the cam and the reflash. Just that alone makes a huge difference. But I need to get a GoPro and put on my helmet from riding with my friends, because this is so fun. If you guys never ridden one, I had my friend John over at OEM Plus ride it because he like never ridden a motorcycle, and anyone can learn getting one of these, like learn in less than 10 minutes. These are the most forgiving and the easiest bike to learn on. And that's one reason why like a lot of people sell these, and Honda Groms actually like are one of the best selling Honda motorcycles, even till this day. But yep. Oh, and I did get this cluster. Let me show you guys. Where is my keys? I have, oh yeah, and the Monkey keys, they actually come laser cut, which is interesting because the Grom, the older Grom didn't. I don't know about the new ones. Look at this cluster. So it has a shift light, neutral, check engine light, of course, high beam and all that. But it literally shows everything in clock, mileage, and engine temp or oil temp. So that's one thing that you want to keep an eye on, especially on these little bikes, even though like there's not much to them. Like they're air cooled and oil cooled, but this cluster actually uses the factory temp sensor, and it goes here and it splits off into a Y splitter into this thing right here. Cool bike. I need to figure out what to do with the kickstand issue because this spring is supposed to hold it up, but it's broken. I'm sitting on my bike right now, and yeah, those are way too long. We're gonna go ahead and order some shorter version of these levers. I can't ride around like this and literally strap on my kickstand. It just sucks how that happened yesterday. Literally, I was riding and then the kickstand unbolted and then it spun all the way out, and now we have this issue. But anyways, and the other thing that I did on this bike is I painted the wheels black. You guys saw in the first video when I showed that I had this, it literally was silver, but the newer Monkeys actually came with black wheels, but dude, it looks so much better with the black wheels. Hell, a lot better. And I'm not trying to do so much black accents because I still want to have the chrome. That's why like this Moriwaki covers chrome. All this is, you know, silver, keeping the chrome just to keep it that Cafe Racer vibe. I want to do stuff to this side, but not sure yet. But for the most part, I did buy new wheels for this thing, but we didn't buy no two-piece wheels like my Grom, but we got some sick wheels coming for this thing. It'll make it fit way more for the Cafe Racer vibe. It's kind of crazy. So like when I have my hatch or even my TSX, when I drop that thing around, the amount of attention that this thing gets is way more than this car, that car. Like a lot of people are shocked. Like a lot of people are like, what is that? Like if I'm at Cycle Gear or anything parked, a lot of people just take photos with their kids right next to it. It's funny. I need to start recording that, but like I was in front of 85 degree. Some mom had her kid, or her kid liked the bike, so her kid posted up right next to the bike, and the mom took photos of it, or photos of him with the bike. This thing like brings so much joy to people's eyes. It's kind of ridiculous. It's more than my Grom. I think because like just the whole vibe of the bike is way different than what the Grom is. Yeah, it just brings joy to so many people, and I don't know, just a monkey. It looks so badass. Like, you guys gotta admit, like this thing looks badass. Like there's not much I did to it. Like, don't get me wrong, I did buy it with a lot of parts, but I did put the better exhaust on it. It looks more fitting. Did the Taco clutch cover, not that it really does anything. I did grips, levers, cluster. And it's just small things here and there. I painted the wheels black, but it just looks so good. And it's just weird because like coming from like cars and stuff, like this case swap, just like how my brother and I like look at things, like how to put things together. Like it all transfers over to any other type of vehicle. I think that's it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and buy new shorty levers for the clutch side. At least I don't have to buy two. So these are for sale if anyone wants them. We're gonna end it out here. And this is the Honda Monkey. So you guys are gonna be seeing more content of this monkey, just because like this is a super cool thing and I love riding this, so why not film it, right? and why not film me working on it. Okay, so guys, don't say others, just keep building and stay tuned for more content on the Monkey, EK, and TSX. Literally just waiting on a couple things for the TSX, but we're gonna go ahead and ride this over to Honda, get my intake manifold gasket. I was gonna use the thermal one, but I'm gonna use OEM just for smog purposes. So I'm gonna go pick that up right now. So peace out guys, and keep on building.